Hey YouTube, I've been pretty busy, haven't been uploading much, been streaming on Twitch and been competing and been, VOD reviewing, scrimming, all that stuff. But today I want to share some valuable information with you guys that I don't really think anyone has made a video about yet in Deadlock. So if you notice in some of the lanes, there is a bit of asymmetry going on here. So if I kind of draw a line here, this middle part, you can see that this side here that I drew a little circle around, this is their kind of space they're working with a little bit, right? This kind of area. And then this side, however, I'm going to use the blue marker, has this space they're working with. So this space is very asymmetrical, and you might notice some differences between the left and the right side. So I need to preface this before I move any further. This is Sapphire's right side, okay? Relative to the patron, this is their right side of the map. Relative to Amber's patron, this is their left side of the map. So if you notice, if we look at Sapphire, since this is their right side of the map, and we go to Amber's right side, it's the same exact design layout, right? So there's no difference between the left and right dual lane. It's only the orientation. So this height exists for Sapphire on their right side, and this height exists for Amber on their right side, relative to the patron. So some key differences that I would like to highlight is that they both have veils. However, the main key difference between these two is this area right here. I believe this area to be very advantageous for the right side of the map, relative to their patron. So this is Sapphire's right side, and then this is Amber's right side. This space is really good for a few reasons. One, this staircase here, you can kind of use this staircase to get an ammo advantage. So you kind of see me do this in the lane here. You kind of slide on the staircase to get more ammo for the wave, which in turn kind of gives you more prio, right? Two, I think that this spot right here is really, really good. Because, you have wave shove, you can stand on top of here and then harass the enemy under the guardian, and then you can drop down to the low ground when you're getting attacked. It's kind of like a head glitch, I guess you could say, in those FPS games. Your veil also is right here. Amber does also have the veil, but they have a lot less space to work with their veil. You kind of see very, very less space, and this is not really an aggressive position in the lane. So if we kind of look here, like, you can't really see shit, right? However, from here, I'm like the king. I can see everything. You know what I mean? So I believe this is a clear design, or an intentional design, that Valve made for the dual lanes, at least for the right side to always have an advantageous position. So this is my opinion. I believe that the right side dual lanes in Deadlock to be the strong lanes, and then we would say our left side dual lanes in Deadlock relative to our patron would be the weak lane, given the positional advantage that the right side relative to the patron always has. And you'll see here very shortly that the dual lanes aren't the only lane that has design, differences between the left and right side. Also, the soul lane does as well. So I've zoomed out all the way. You can see both lanes. We are at the Sapphire's right side, and we are at the Amber's left side. Some key important factors to note, however, before I kind of dive into the space here and whatnot, is that Sapphire's right side does not have access to a small camp. They have no small camp whatsoever. Amber, however, they have access to a small camp. Now, with that in mind, I kind of want you guys to think a little bit. Okay, so Amber has a camp, Sapphire doesn't have a camp. So that means there's a clear disadvantage here, right? Yes, there is. However, if we zoom out and we look at the space, use my little marker here, kind of drawn a little bit. But then we will also highlight this area. So pretty important. And then Amber. So obviously, if we even erase this, it looks like to me that Sapphire just clearly has way more space than Amber. Also, this space here for Sapphire, should probably use blue marker, is super advantageous in the lane. You might notice that, laners, when you're versing them, are always using this space here. It's very nice for Sapphire to have, very easy to play around. You know, you can harass the enemy more if you're pushed in, a lot easier for you to play around. So what I'm trying to get at here is that not only is the right side duo lane a bit stronger in regards to position, but right side solo lane is also stronger in regards to positional advantages and structural advantages and whatever. I think just Sapphire has way more space overall than Amber. Truly. And the Amber, you know, Valve makes up for Amber being the weak side on their left side by giving them the small camp here to get back ahead. They also have access to medium camps. I'm sure that there's probably some design differences in the medium camps. Sapphire has this medium camp here and this medium camp up here. Amber, however, has the small camp here, their medium camp here, and then their medium camp is a bit further back all the way over here. Right? I mean, they also do have the medium camps over here, but they're not as easy to access, in my opinion, for Sapphire. So, besides that, though, in regards to positional advantage and space granted to each side of the lane, I think the right side solo lane clearly has a bit more space. So now we can kind of form this conclusion here that, you know, when you're looking to play Deadlock, the right side of the map is stronger. So you want to put your aggro characters on this side of the map to use this positional advantage that the duo lane here with the height and the solo lane here with space advantage and this little spot here has, you know. And then you want to put your weaker characters that can clear waves well on the left side of the map so that they can survive the right side strong side. So maybe I'm going schizo, but I mean, we've been doing this a bit in our scrims and whatnot, and I think a lot of other teams have been doing it as well, and it's been working out pretty well. I think that in the future, perhaps we will see this kind of formed out a bit more, and maybe this will be how people will determine who goes to what lane, you know, looking at the right side strong side of the map, you know, the positional advantage, and looking at the left side of the map as the weak side. So I'm sure there's a lot of ways you guys can incorporate this into your solo queue matches and whatnot as well. Like I said, maybe when you select characters with your friends, maybe when a draft comes out, we'll see more of this and stuff. I don't know, but let me know what you guys think. Much love. Come catch me on Twitch. I have not been streaming for or making YouTube videos for a hot minute because I've been busy, but yeah. All right, much love, guys. Peace out.